Uh, the Appalachian Trail, even though there's a lot of remote areas, it also goes through towns. And some of them down the middle of this main street is where the trail's going. And that's kind of interesting to me. It said that it's fun to go visit through the towns, and but also meeting people along the way. I think especially with my sleep system, the hammock, I wanted to be able to have more flexibility. If you use a tent, you are limited to campsites or places where it's flat ground.
Oh.
And there are not that many along the trail. There are the shelters, and then usually there's a clearing around the shelter where you could pitch a tent. But that forces you to hike from shelter to shelter, or even stop early, so you lose out on extra time you could be hiking. So with the tent or the hammock, I could pitch it anywhere there are at least, say, 2 trees. So, I can hike longer hours that way, and I could set up closer to water sources,
But
away from the crowds and the noise. But I have been volunteering over the years through the UUFE, that's the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Easton. So along with the other partner congregations, they used to take turns before they had this great spot here to have the facilities for housing the homeless. So I would volunteer at nights where they needed a volunteer to assist the staff member, and it was not hard work. It was mainly just sleeping on a cot. But I did get to hang around and visit with the people that were using the facilities and get to know them a little bit. And sometimes I'd talk about why they were there and the misfortunes they ran into. And it could happen to anyone, really. I was teaching yoga at the Talbot County Senior Center, and this fellow would come in every day to watch the TV, but he would sleep in his car at night. And he'd often park out by the airport on Route 50, and I don't know that he had to do that. For some people it seems like it's a choice, but I
mean, there are
usually the ones that I'd see coming here when it was at the other facilities, it was more families, parents and children. It was really sad that they have to be in that situation.
And do you have a kind of financial goal in mind?
Figuring about mid-April.
Okay.
And it'll be starting at Springer Mountain in Georgia, so I'll need to travel down there and then take off. We haven't worked out all the details, but I think one of the plans is to offer for people to join me along the way. Like it to be on a condition that they would bring in their own sponsors to help broaden the donation base for the fundraising.
Wouldn't that be a great idea?
So I don't expect anybody to go all the way, or maybe even just a day hike on the other end of it, but the people that would have their own equipment that can do it, I'm willing for them to come along with me.